Watcher to 6 actual. Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
How's it going, troops? Jordan here, back again with another Call of Duty Modern Warfare Loadout video. In today's loadout video, we are back on the military grind as we travel across the Channel to France and become an elite operator of the GIGN, one of the world's greatest special forces units in Modern Warfare multiplayer. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and without further ado, let's take a look at our mission briefing. This class setup is going to be based off the modern day GIGN, while also referencing some of their most infamous traits and tactics. Some of these tactics include the use of advanced breaching to rescue our teammates from death, and to keep working together with our squad, we're going to be power dropping in care packages that we can share with our team and use those rewards against the enemy. GIGN stands for Groupe d'Intervention de la Gendarmerie Nationale, which in English translates to National Gendarmerie Intervention Group. The GIGN was first created back in 1974, just after the Munich massacre, in which a group of armed terrorists killed 11 members of the Israeli Olympic team. Since then, the GIGN has been a force to recognise, with their group specialising in hostage rescue and counter-terrorism. The GIGN, however, didn't come into public light until December 1994, when 4 armed Algerian terrorists snuck on board Air France Flight 8969 and hijacked the plane. Their plan was to blow up the plane over the Eiffel Tower in Paris, but the plane didn't have enough fuel to reach that far, and so the plane instead landed on the southern French coast of Marseille. Once the plane had landed, the GIGN were on site and waiting to make their move. Once it appeared that some passengers had been shot and killed, the GIGN had their orders to fly on through towards the plane. One group boarded the front of the plane near the cockpit where the terrorists were, while the second group boarded the rear of the plane to extract the hostages to safety. The operation resulted in 3 passengers being killed by the terrorists and all 4 armed hijackers killed by the GIGN. A total of 25 people were injured during this event, 9 of which were GIGN operators. In the last few years, the GIGN were responsible for killing the 2 terrorists in the Charlie Hebdo attack back in January 2015, and later that same year were deployed to Bamako in Mali, Africa, when a hotel became under siege by Al-Qaeda terrorists. Their latest known operation was in 2018, when they neutralised the terrorists responsible for the attack on Carcassonne and Trèbes, but they are always on high alert and ready for their next call. So let's kick off this GIGN loadout by taking a look at our primary weapon that we're going to be equipping. The GIGN use a variety of European weaponry, including the MP5, the HK416, France's own FAMAS, and more recently the CZ806 Bren 2. Since the CZ806 Bren 2 has been in use with the GIGN from 2017 onwards, I was going to create this weapon in-game, but I feel there's one weapon that makes a distinguishing mark with the GIGN, and especially from my days playing Modern Warfare 3, and that weapon is the G36. So for this loadout, we're going to select the Holger 26 LMG and turn this weapon into a deadly G36 assault rifle. So let's take a look and equip some attachments for our custom Holger 26. For our first attachment, we're going to be choosing a barrel, and I've gone for the XRK Ultra Light. We want to configure this LMG into a G36 assault rifle, so we're going to start by shortening that barrel length and attach the XRK Ultra Light barrel as our first attachment. For our second attachment, we're going to be choosing a laser, and I've gone for the 1mW laser. Laser sights or flashlights are common accessories for weapons like the G36, so we'll equip the 1mW laser sight to our weapon, which protrudes a red low lit laser to increase our hipfire accuracy in close quarters. For our third attachment, we'll be choosing an optic, and I've chosen the Fss Integral Reflex. This is a unique attachment only available to the Holger, and replaces those half-cut iron sights with a cylindrical reflex optic for a clearer view on target. For our fourth attachment, we're going to be looking into the ammunition, and the only available choice is the 30 round mags. 30 round magazines are the standard for G36 rifles, and in Modern Warfare we need this attachment to replace the default drum mag, so 30 round mags will be our fourth attachment. And lastly, for our fifth and final attachment, we're going to be choosing an underbarrel, and I've gone for the Ranger foregrip. Foregrips are commonly seen being used by the GIGN on the G36, and the Ranger foregrip in multiplayer gives us an increase in recoil control as well as increased aim and stability, so the Ranger foregrip will be our 5th and final attachment. So those are going to be our attachments for the Holger 26. Now let's move on to our secondary weapon of choice for this loadout. Traditionally, there has been one revolver equipped by every single operator of the GIGN since its incarnation nearly 50 years ago, and that firearm is the Mannerheim MR73. The MR73 is of French origin and comes equipped with .357 Magnum rounds, so to be as authentic as possible, we'll equip the .357 as our secondary weapon. And just like our primary weapon, we can't go in bare bones, so let's equip some attachments for our .357 revolver. For our first attachment, we're going to be choosing a barrel, and I've gone for the .357 snub nose. The MR73 revolver comes in a variety of barrel lengths, but since we're going to be up close and personal with the bad guys, I'm going to go with the .357 snub nose for a snappier aim down sight speed. For our second attachment, we're going to be choosing a weapon perk, and I've gone for Mo Money. GIGN operators are firearm trained to the highest extent, and since every operator has the revolver equipped in their arsenal, it makes sense that they have a sharp eye when it comes to a bullet in the head. The Mo Money weapon perk in Modern Warfare rewards us with extra XP whenever we land a headshot, so we'll choose this as our second attachment. And finally, for our third attachment, we're going to be choosing a trigger action, and I've gone for the match grade trigger. All Mannerheim MR73 revolvers come match graded for use by the GIGN, so it makes sense to equip the match grade trigger as our third and final attachment. So those are going to be our primary and secondary weapons for this class setup. Now let's take a look at our perks and equipment that we're going to be selecting. For our first tier perk, we're going to go with EOD. The GIGN famously wear bulletproof vests, helmets, visors and all sorts of protective gear, so we'll go with EOD as our tier 1 perk to protect us against enemy explosives and grenades. For our second tier perk, we're going to be choosing Ghost. The GIGN are one of the most elite special forces units in the world, and just like a ghost, they can appear from out of nowhere whenever they get the call to intervene in any hostage rescue or counter-terrorism operations, so we'll choose Ghost as our tier 2 perk. And for our third tier perk, we're going to go with Battle Hardened. For pretty much the same reasons as our tier 1 perk, GIGN operators wear thick protective helmets and visors to protect their heads from any incoming fire, hostile smoke and friendly stun grenades, so that's why Battle Hardened will be our tier 3 and final perk. Moving on now to our equipment. For our lethal equipment, I have chosen C4. Whenever dealing with hostage rescue missions, the GIGN will find ways of creating an entrance into buildings and planes. In Modern Warfare, we can use the C4 explosive to blast our way into rooms and entry points, so we'll choose C4 as our lethal equipment. And for our tactical equipment, we're going to go with the stun grenade. As mentioned earlier, stun grenades are equipped by the GIGN to throw into rooms or windows and disorientate the bad guys for a quick and easy elimination. So to replicate this, we'll go with the stun grenade as our tactical equipment so we can slow down our enemies and get the kill. So now that we've talked about our perks and equipment, it's time to finish off this loadout by taking a look at our field upgrade of choice and of course our selection of 3 kill streaks. For our field upgrade, we're going to go with Dead Silence. Balaclavas are worn underneath the helmets by GIGN operators, and this is to avoid breathing in any toxic gas, debris or smoke, as well as to hide each operator's identity. Dead Silence features a balaclava and mutes our footsteps when activated, so we'll choose Dead Silence as our field upgrade. Moving on now to our 3 selected kill streaks. For our first kill streak, we're going to go with the Care Package. The GIGN's famously known insignia features a big white parachute, and this is because members of the EPIGN, or Gendarmerie Parachute Squadron, became a part of the GIGN back in 2007. In Modern Warfare multiplayer, the Care Package killstreak gets dropped onto the map via a French-looking parachute, so we'll go with the Care Package as our first killstreak. For our second killstreak, we're going to go with the Emergency Airdrop. For exactly the same reasons as the Care Package, the Emergency Airdrop brings in 3 care packages via parachute onto the map for us and our teammates to call in random kill streaks, so the Emergency Airdrop will be our second kill streak. And finally, for our third kill streak, we're going to go with the Advanced UAV. Since the GIGN are specialists in counter-terrorism and threat observation, they'll learn new intel of any potential incidents and activity before anyone else does. The advanced UAV in Modern Warfare reveals all enemies on our minimap and lets us prepare for anyone coming around the corner, and so that's why the advanced UAV will be our third and final kill streak. Combining our weaponry, perks, equipment, field upgrade and kill streaks, creep up on your enemies, shoot them dead, protect your people and sing with pride, Longue vive la France. So troops, that wraps up my GIGN loadout video for Modern Warfare. Next time you boot up Modern Warfare multiplayer, definitely give this class setup a try in game et donnera la République française liberté, égalité et fraternité. If you did enjoy this video or you liked my French pronunciations, then give the video a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then why haven't you? Hit subscribe right now and also click the bell notification icon next to it, so that way you're always notified as to when I make an upload. If you have any friends who might be interested in this sort of content, then share the video around with them to help give my loadout videos and my channel more widespread exposure. And if you want to see behind the scenes previews of my loadout videos, you can follow me on Twitter at jordanxbrookes for all the latest on there. So until the next video, I thank you all for watching, stay true to me troops, and I'll see you in game.
Bounced off the knee of Edge, and Edge now in position again with a spear to McIntyre.